My name is Alyas Aziz Malik, and I'm working with the Government of Sharjah, being a head of information system, more particularly to Sharjah Museum Authority. And I have an additional role of head of technical support as well. And we are taking care of all the users' issues, whatever they face in any other sections related to other sections. We perform as a first point of contact and log the calls. And I have a team of engineers which they look into the issues, and a part of that my responsibility is to do the forecasting for future needs, and even that's a department which help the organization to cater with the demand management as well for the future demands, and all the assets recording and assets status, live issues related to the assets. So these all things we take care of within this section of the IT. Sharjah Museum Authority established in 2006, and we have 17 museums across Sharjah. Recently, we opened 2 museums, one Al Hassan Khurfakan, and another museum is soon going to be open. And in Sharjah Museum Authority, we have Islamic Museum, we have Sharjah Aquarium, we have with marine life, maritime, and we have Al Mahatta, we have natural history, and it covers all the aspects of life. We have Discovery, Sharjah Discovery, and we have Art Museum, we have Calligraphy, we have Heritage, and we have Science Museum as well. We have classic car museums. That's really amazing. It's really having lots of old classic cars. So it's basically covering all the aspects of the life and the culture of Sharjah and history of Sharjah. You can find everything, whatever you could imagine. IT is playing critical role to any organization, not to my organization only. You see that the IT basically is aligning with the business requirements. So anything new, any rule, any new procedure, any new process which business is initiating, then IT is automating that. And the automation is always making life very easy. So this is how it worked with us as well. With the IT, of course, we have reduced complexity of manual systems, and since there is a target for the governments to go with the paperless government, and IT has played lots of role in that, and it make life easier for the even users and even for the citizen as well. Last year we have reached to 1 million visitors to Sharjah museums itself. So that's a lot more number compared to previous years, and IT has played a very good role, and of course marketing along with that. The first thing which organization think about the IT is the cost center. Okay, so this is one of the biggest challenge that business, they don't realize that IT is really playing a vital role until unless you will not present them properly. Second, it's really hard to manage the people, especially the human resources. It's really hard to manage without IT. It could be a nightmare. Managing the resources and their skills sets. Right person for the right job. This is one of the things which every business they are facing the challenge. So once you will have a system in place, definitely it help a lot to assign the right job to the right person, and the time that's one of the things which has to be linked with all the services you are providing. So without IT, you won't be able to manage the time properly. Like if a 7 hours a day resource is working for you, you won't be able to know that what they are doing exactly if you don't have a proper system or a proper IT in place. So these all challenges, and demand management, of course the budgeting is one of the things which won't be able to find it out. Recording of the assets and utilization of the assets properly, that comes only with the proper IT system, and that can't be possible if you don't have a IT in place. So as I mentioned that we have started in 2009, and it's been 11 years now with the ManageEngine products, ServiceDesk Plus more specifically. So it helps us a lot. Like we can manage our resources, we can log all the calls, we can find it out the burden on the resources. We can find it out how many IT assets we have, what is the status of those IT assets with configuration management database. We can manage our projects, we can manage our suppliers, okay, their SLAs, even internal and externals, operation level agreements, and the holidays of the resources. If they are on the leave, then there has to be a right person to back up them. Escalation is one of the wonderful things that once the SLA is violated, then it has to be escalated to the next level, and that could be managed very beautifully into the Service Desk Plus. So a part of day-to-day jobs, it really help us a lot to plan for the future, to make a right strategy for the future, and that was only possible because of Service Desk Plus and because of IT right strategy. We are using Service Desk Plus since 2009. It's been 11 years now, and it helps us a lot to manage each and everything within the IT, and it helps us a lot to cater with all the challenges we are facing. Especially, the one thing which really help us a lot is to manage the resources and assets, and the history, which is linked to the asset. If we are facing any problem, then it create a history of that asset. So this history is helping us to replace that asset or to bring a new one, and to provide a permanent solution, go with the more proactive approaches through the preventing maintenance, through some other strategies. So it helps us to reduce the number of calls on the service desk. The burden has reduced. So this only was possible with the Service Desk Plus, of course. Another challenge which each organization, especially in the IT, we are facing is how to manage the people. If you have a manual system, then of course it's really a hard job to manage the people, because you don't have a proper call logging, and you don't know that your resources are busy, if they are having some sort of burden. So these all things you can manage very easily with the Service Desk Plus, because you have a call logging system. You will log all the incidents, and you can separate them as well. I mean, there is a service request, there is an incident, so you can do the segregation. You can assign right job to the right person, and it will help a lot to the IT managers to see that which of my staff or which of my section or department is really fully loaded with so many jobs. Also, during the whole year, once you will see the burden on the people and the SLA, like how much time they have consumed to resolve any job, then in the future you can plan for the human resources again, and you can ask the management to provide them more resources in the organization, and this could be managed very easily and very efficiently with Service Desk Plus, of course. In the organizations, especially in the IT, every year we need to go to the next stage, and to plan the next stage, you need to bring the standards, world-renowned standards. For the IT, everyone know that ISO 20000 is one of the standard which each IT organization, they would love to use it, because it will help us to manage each and everything in the IT organizations with the proper standards. So you can't jump into to move to the standards directly. You need to go step by step, and the first step is that you need to educate your people, your users, your technicians, that what are the processes and how to follow those processes. So basically, you need to follow ITIL framework, because ISO 20000 is based on ITIL framework. So with the Service Desk Plus, when we started in 2009, and since now 11 years, we see that basically it's a ITIL ready application. So with the time, once the technician they start using it, once the user they got aware of all the procedures and processes, and especially I would say that they were able to segregate what is a service request, what is an incident, and we have inbuilt solutions, and it helped the users to resolve so many calls on their end itself. We can publish the resolutions for different calls. Even the new resources in the IT, once they comes, they will see the knowledge base, and they will find it out that what are the right and appropriate solution for any issue. So gradually we start implementing. First we have started with incident management and request management, and after that we moved to the problem management and link with the change management, and then we implemented project management as well along with that. So projects, change, implementation of CMDB, configuration management database, to manage our IT assets. So with all these things, it took us some time to make our users mature, our IT technicians mature, and once we find that this is the right time to go for the standards, then in 2015 we start implementing the standards. And I'll tell you, the beautiful thing is that we have lots of customization available in the Service Desk Plus. So wherever we find that the existing setup is not meeting our requirements, considering our organizational procedures, then we made the changes, and the customization really help us a lot to add more features. For example, if you wanted to add a security feature, like what is the security level in the incident, either it's a high security, low security, then you can add up a new line into the ServiceDesk Plus in that format, in template, and that cater that issues, link with the SLAs, link with the supplier management. So these all things, most of the things were there, some we customized, and after that this ServiceDesk Plus has supported us to achieve the certification for ISO 20000, because all the records we have done into the system itself, and all the evidence were available. Once the auditors they came and they find it out, everything is there, and then it really helped us a lot to get the certification. So this is how the timing really matters. You need to educate the users, you need to educate the technicians, and ServiceDesk Plus could be one of the best thing to use it, because it's ITIL ready, and it will help us both ways, like how to log the things technically, and the procedures, how you can link the procedures with the technical stuff, and you can go for the standardizations, of course. I think ITIL is the best thing to use in each and every organization, because it's a standard, it's a book of standards. And once you use standard, that means you will have a liberty to not make more mistakes. Okay, you will have a streamlined system for you. So I feel it's really good to use ITIL framework for each and every organizations, of course. In my organization, lots of departments, they are using ServiceDesk Plus, and of course all the user community and all the technicians, either those are IT technicians or related to the maintenance department. Even recently we have started ServiceDesk into the HR department as well, to receive all the calls and to cater with the users' issues and problems. Yeah. ServiceDesk Plus is a user-friendly application, and it's very easy to implement. I remember when we started to implement this, I was having a team which is not aware of all the implementation procedures and everything, but I really didn't find any difficulty to implement this. And for the users as well, you can create the templates, and once you are creating a template, you can make it like how you can make it easy to understand for the users. And it was a lot more easier. I mean, they adopted it so well, so easily compared to any other application. I would say that ServiceDesk Plus is a more user-friendly application. In choosing the application, there are two factors which are more important to consider. One is that it should be cost effective, and second that it should meet your business requirements. So once I was comparing other applications in the market, I found some of them were so big, so complex to use, and those are very expensive. And some I found that they don't have the options, lots of options. Those might be cheaper, but those are not to the industry standards, So once I check ServiceDesk Plus, I found it that it's a cost effective as well, and it is having all the options whatever it's needed for the business, and especially for the IT department. ServiceDesk Plus having a option to link the service request, incident, problems, or change, or any type of request with the SLA. And once the SLA is linked, of course, there is a time frame to resolve any issue assigned to any technician. So you can gauge their performance. Once you will take out the report, you will find it out that which technician has taken how much time to resolve any issue. So that really help us a lot, to measure the performance of the technicians, performance of any other resource like a system admins or whoever were working on those issues. So even we set it up some KPIs as well, and we run some surveys as well through the ServiceDesk Plus, and it helped us a lot to know the user views, that if our technicians were really good to them behaviorally as well, because you can list down all the questions whatever you wanted to ask to the user. So yes, it is one of the things which is really helping us to gauge the valuation of the technicians, and even we decide the appraisals and all those things on the basis of the reports which you get from the ServiceDesk Plus, of course. Once you decide the priority of any issue, that it depends on two things, which are impact and urgency. So impact is basically business impact, that how much impact it's putting on the business. And of course, once you link the services, with we have a service catalog, and you need to manage there that how much was your uptime, okay, how much was your downtime, and you can find it out that it really impact to the business or not. For example, you have issue in we are having a tickets into the museums, and this service should be up and running all the time. And these things you can manage with the ServiceDesk Plus very easily, because you can find out if there is a queue, if there is a performance issue with the machine, if there is any other factor which is stopping the especially the citizen to use our services properly, then ServiceDesk Plus is one of the things which can give you with the reports that how much time a technician has taken to resolve the issue and how much the uptime was there for the service. So once you calculate the uptime, the user performance, the machine performance, and so many things, then of course it generates the impact to the business. Once you don't have a long queues, once you don't have any uninterrupted service, then that means the business is supported. And once business is supported and it's fully functioning and running, then of course it will increase the volume growth of the organization as well, of course. Since 11 years, I'm using this application and I didn't find any difficulty. First of all, the user support, application support more particularly, I will say, it's really exceptionally good. ManageEngine, they were there to resolve all our users' issues while using the application. On the other hand, it's an ITIL based application, and it really helped me a lot to implement the ISO 20000. It really helped me a lot to manage my resources. It helped me a lot to manage my assets all over the organizations. And with this application, I was efficiently able to reduce the number of calls. So it was only possible with the ServiceDesk Plus. So once my experience is good, then definitely I'll recommend other organizations to use ServiceDesk Plus for sure.